Hello, it is April 28th, 2019, 11:16 a.m. I started a little late today. I mean, it's not like 11 is my de facto start time, but I like keeping it consistent. Although I was watching TV, kind of. Where are you? There we go. No, not that. No, not that either. Here we are. Sure. Alright then. So actually, it's really funny. So last stream, I was like, bye everyone. I quit out the game and the opening played and the stream ended. Then I immediately went right back into the game. Because I spent all that time fusing weapons and buying some new stuff and giving everyone a new setup. So I'm like, I can't do this at the start of next stream. I needed to do it all. Yeah, they say that, but where do I go now for the next step in the story? I know that the two big boss fights happen next, and then Blaven Basin. I just don't know which one happens first.
Don't overdo it, Rose.
Also, the music changed, in case you couldn't tell.
Ain't you overdoing it a bit there, Mixter?
No, this is about normal for me.
Did it change because I switched? No, I don't think so. Yeah, the music in this game, much like other Tales games, actually changes depending on like where you are in the story. Like becomes just you get new tracks. The weird thing though is oh right, we gotta go back to Elysia? I guess. The weird thing is that in this game it's a lot less noticeable because the battle music is still exactly the same. Like it's the same song, it's just performed differently basically. Whereas in other Tales games it's entirely different pieces. Like Zestiria had 3 different battle themes for 3 different acts. Actually more than that. And then the main 2 acts had a battle theme, and then there was a specific area that had its own battle theme, and then the final dungeon had its own battle theme as well, which is a really good battle theme. Symphonia had Silva and Teteala. They both had their own separate battle themes, as well as the final area in the game had its own battle theme too. I know Abyss has multiple battle themes. I forget like when they changed though. It's so long since I played that one, I don't remember exactly. I mean, it's been even longer since I played Symphonia, but that one's a lot more obvious. Nice shot there, Mickleo.
I mean, I used to be pretty okay at making food, but now? Really?
Well, at least you were pretty okay at one point. I was never okay. Oh right, so last stream I got the gold key from the ruins in the swampland. And the Putterback wetland, I got the gold keys. Now I can open gold chests. If I ever happen to find one. So that's good. Also, I have now 2 chat rooms basically. In addition to Twitch, I meant to do this like last night, but I was so tired last night. Like I was playing Minecraft, but I was like falling asleep. I made a live stream chat channel in my Discord, like I said I was gonna do. I always wondered why some Discords had channels like that. I'm like, why do you need a live stream chat channel? Can't people just chat in your Twitch? But maybe someone doesn't have a Twitch. I was gonna say maybe someone doesn't have like a YouTube gaming account, but that's just a YouTube account. I mean, who doesn't have a YouTube account? But then again, I guess on the off chance that you don't have a Twitch or a YouTube, and all you have is Discord, and you don't want to make a Twitch or a YouTube, then that's how they're useful, because they work the same way. It's just that you just need another tab open, and it's not that bad. Or if you don't want that tab open, you can always open Discord on your phone. Super easy.
Nice to be able to put my hair up with a barrette, right?
What's a barrette?
You don't know what a barrette is?
Were you born in a barn?
Have you been living under
Under
a rock?
Sorry about that, Saray. I knew it was gonna happen, but I couldn't do anything to stop it. There really is no reason to go back to the Blitzerback wetland. So this part of the game is simultaneously like one of the best things. Like some really cool stuff happens at this part of the game, but also some really dumb stuff happens at this part of the game. And that's okay. That's kind of like been the recurring theme of this game. That said, I think the good kind of outweighs the bad, hopefully. I definitely think the upcoming part of this game is just amazing. So, I'm not going to complain about it. Besides, this stream has been like, I think this is our 13th Zestiria stream now. And I think it's about time I stop complaining. It's funny I say that though, because the ending is the source of most of my complaints of this game. Not all of them, but most of them. But we'll just live in the moment. So currently, I'm feeling good. But once again, I don't remember the order of operations of how this last act goes.
So tell me, how does love make you two feel?
Oh, I was gonna do a thing. Hey, get over here. Alright, how do I set my command to auto? There we go. Eyeglass cleaner. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, my glasses got dirty, and yeah, when they're dirty, I can't see. Or not that I can't see, but like the smudges become way too obvious. It's the worst part about wearing glasses. Part of me is like, oh, if I get like, oh, I forgot to. That's not what I want to do. Where is it? There we go. Okay, there we go. It's like if I want to, I'm like, well, if I get contacts, I don't have to worry about smudges. But I'm like, contacts sound like a hassle. I think I'll deal with smudges.
must not be full of ourselves and continue.
What happened?
I always love their reaction at making terrible things.
Don't overdo it, Rose.
Alright, there was a little spot on my lens, and I'm like, this shouldn't take too long, but then I kept missing it for too long. But that's fine, it's all good now, I can actually see again. Wow, it flew up high.
That's the end of that.
This is when I was rewatching the old streams, cause I do that. I like to check and make sure that the.
Did you hear?
Uh-oh.
Another war coming on.
Yeah, looks like both Rolance and Hyland are ready to take the kid gloves off. It's gonna get ugly.
Yeah, and I hear it's all going down at Glaven Basin.
This is too good.
Damn straight. Food and weapons, medicine and coffins. We're gonna make a fortune.
Another war?
Wow, they sound like dicks.
This is bad. If any more malevolence collects,
That's probably exactly what he wants.
You mean Heldalf, yeah?
Let's go take a look. Sounds like it's around Glaven Basin.
Don't overdo it,
Alright,
Rose.
which side of Glaven Basin do they want us to go to, though? The Rolance side or the Hyland side? Or does it matter? I want to say the Hyland side, but I think it probably doesn't matter. Wow, that was perfect. Every hit did exactly 500 damage.
You sure are strange, Saray.
Really? Definitely weird.
You're also really...
Not weird.
Get out of the damn way. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, so Glaven, something not good is happening over at Glaven. That doesn't sound nice.
You were just waiting for me to pick you up, weren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, contacts do sound great and all. Like, I mean, my sister has contacts. And,
Don't overdo it, Rose.
like, when she first got them, I was like, that does sound really great. You know, like, that sounds like a good idea. Maybe I should get contacts. But then she was just kind of chatting with me about, like, how she takes care of them and all that. And she obviously has the patience for that. I don't. Like, I think about it, I'm like, nah. Because, like, I like glasses, because you put them on and that's it. You can see and you're good, you know? You don't have to do anything more. You kind of got to wipe them every once in a while, maybe get new ones. But, you know, that's simple. With contacts, like, oh, you need to put them in solution to make sure they're clean. You can't wear them all the time. So you might still need to occasionally wear glasses and all this. And I'm just like, nah, I think I'll just stick to glasses. It may not be as bad as I think it is, but it's not something that's really appealing to me right now. Yeah, glasses are pretty great. On an unrelated note, or kind of related because it's still in the face region, my fucking facial hair feels really weird lately. I know that's odd, but I think it's because the last time that I got my hair cut, I went to a barber and I asked him to also take care of like my mustache and beard this time. I want to get rid of it because I don't like doing it. It takes me forever. I need a new razor, basically. And I guess because they cut it off, I guess how do you just say perfectly? You know, like they trimmed it all away. Now it's growing back perfectly. I guess you could say. So just, it feels weird. It feels like uniform and strange. I guess that's how it's supposed to feel. But because I'm bad at shaving, it's always so irregular. I don't know if anyone will understand that, but that's just how it generally feels for me anyway. My face, like right now, it's really weird. I run my hand through it, and I'm like, it feels even everywhere, which is not how it is. I need to start looking to getting a new razor. I think that like the next time I go to work, after I get out of work, I'm gonna go over to the CVS and see if they have razors or something. Because the one I have is nice. It's circular. The blades on it has 3 circular blades. You have to move it in a circular pattern to cut. But the issue with it is that it's good for getting rid of the hair on top, but it cannot get like close to the skin. It can't. So like it leaves behind like the lowest layer. And I'm just like, that's not what I want. I want it all gone. So I need something sharper and more exact. This is not a problem anyone else can relate to unless you have facial hair. Glasses are cute too. Yeah, glasses are great. I need new ones also. I think that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to get new glasses. Because I think I mentioned this before, but my glasses, there's something wrong with them on the inner portion where it looks like there's some kind of residue left on them, and it's like it won't clean because it's not dirt. I don't know what it is, but there is some smudge, something on the inner part of the lens that does not go away no matter what I do to it. The water doesn't matter, the wiping it doesn't matter, it's just there. So the only way I could fix that is just getting new lenses. Or getting maybe like a professional clean, but at that point I'd rather just get new lenses, new glasses.
We won't lose to you.
That's what I'm going to do. I think after I finish streaming, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look up where I can go and set an appointment. Because I'm done with these things. They're great. I love these glasses, but they have outlived their usefulness. I've used them for way longer than I probably should have. They're nice though. They're nice. We now have fusion points. Lila's fusion thing is nice because you can use it to synthesize items like anywhere. The thing is that the better synthesizing it is, the more points it gets, to the point where it's like, well, if I want to fuse something, I need to just run around with Lila having the ability for forever, or I could just warp to a town. I just have it on now because it's like, I'm just gonna swap through all their talent actions as they're called.
You act on instinct way too much.
Oh, did your...
Here's Last and Bell. Once we get through here, we'll be closer to Glaven Basin. Not exactly there, but almost there. Okay, give me a second. 1 second. How do I delete this? I don't want to delete that. How do I do this? Where do I want to move this? I'm like looking at the screens on my computer. Oh! Yeah, that's better. Okay. Because I don't want to click through tabs, so instead I just made OBS smaller so I can actually see. Yeah, I gave Mikleo what are they called? A monocle. I gave him a monocle. I thought he looked funny. He looks nice. Like, I was trying to think, like, who's the character who, like, would most wear a monocle? And I'm like, Mikleo's kind of smarty, so I think he'd wear it. The only other character I was thinking of giving it to was Zavid, but for Zavid it was more of a, what's it called? A comedic thing. Like, oh, I should have gone to Pendrago to talk to the cat.
I can smell herbs
Right,
nearby.
because she's a cat. I should do that. Should I? I just ran all this way. Should I run back or should I warp back? Yeah, you know what? We'll warp over there. I know I just got here, but I just remembered. I at least want to progress the cat side quest. I think you need to talk. I think if any of the Seraph would know about the cats, it'd probably be the cat Seraph, right? The fat cat, or the pleasantly plump cat, as it's called. So where does the Seraph hang out here? Is it at the theater? Or is it in the Shrine Church? I honestly don't remember. I don't really talk to the cat here much. Enid Fortin, eldest of the Fortin sisters. A pleasant, cheerful nun, however, she engaged in relations with Father Eric and bore his illegitimate child. Both were excommunicated from the church and exiled to Horsa village on the edge of Zapgot Moor. Rodine Fortin, the middle Fortin sister. A nun with great compassion and sense of service, some of faithful refer to her as a saint. She approved of the land reclamation project in Plitzerback wetland and relocated there with a group of believers. For details on the land reclamation project, please refer to another resource. Brunette Fortin, youngest of the sisters. An eloquent nun rich in knowledge, made her name as a reformer in church politics and financial affairs. Following the disappearance of Pope Macedra, she demonstrated a number of miracles leading to her election as cardinal. Note, the hometown of the Fortin sisters is the village of Fortin, located beyond Glaven Basin. The village is one of extreme poverty, and it is suspected that the sisters were strongly pressured to take their vows in order to reduce the number of mouths to feed.
I can't believe it. Both of the Medusa
You mean all three of them?
are...
They're probably Cardinal Fortin's sisters.
Are you sure? It seems like too much of a coincidence.
Well, the only way to learn the truth is to ask the Hellions themselves.
But how?
If we're right, then I'm guessing they've gone back to their hometown.
A gut feeling?
Sort of, yeah. Just a hunch based on how humans think.
Well, it's not impossible, psychologically speaking.
Halfway logic is better than no logic at all.
And Rose's gut hasn't led us astray yet.
But we can't go there right now. Glaven Basin is currently closed off.
So, we'll have to sit tight and wait for an opportunity, huh?
Enid, Rodine, and Brunette. Oh, both of these bookshelves say the same thing. So where's the cat Seraph exactly? Where does he hang out? Oh my gosh, you know what I just realized? We never gave the note to Maven. Oh, there it is. Aw. It's so round. Oh, a lightning user. That would be Zenris. Right, yeah, he's the one we need to interact with. That cat is really plump and really friendly. Alright, let's head back to Glaven now. Oh, do we ever deal with the fake shepherd? Is there any more quests that we have to do regarding him, or is he done? Because the last time we saw him was at the Pope's town up in the hills, where he was like pretending to be the shepherd and being like, "Oh, this guy's sick and I can't talk," or whatever garbage he was spewing. But really, I forgot to give the letter to Maven. I think I was supposed to like talk to him again while he was in Logren, but without a prompt. But I could have sworn I did that already.
Well, that was quick.
Oh, I think I completed that quest last time I played the game. It's not like it did much. I don't think so. I think he just said funny that someone wanted to thank me. Oh well, you know, like he just took it on the chin. But I don't remember. I totally forgot to do that. And I mean, I kind of can't do it anymore. Maven's dead, unless I could just visit his grave and like attach it to the gravestone. Be like, hey, someone wanted me to give you this. Oops. Yeah, I would hope Pete could catch the stream, at least right now, but he's preparing for finals, so I don't know if he can. Really sucks, but there's nothing you can do about that. School's pretty important, not gonna lie. And he's been doing pretty well, so you know. I forget when his finals are, but I think it was Wednesday?
Saray, you're definitely improving more.
Yep, thanks to all of you.
Thanks to us, indeed.
Well, every little bit helps.
It's always fun to think about that Mikleo is really like... I guess Mikleo and Saray are the youngest people in the group. I don't know if Rose is older than either of them, but they definitely, they're the same age, and the other Seraphs are all super old. They've been around for quite a while. I think they specifically said that Rose was like the same age as him or something like that. I don't know.
That's the end of that.
All our equipment proficiency is increasing because I gave everyone new equipment. So they're all like, hey, we're getting better. And I'm like, yeah, you are. Okay, we're back at Lastenbell. Alright, sorry about that side quest. I thought that the cat was the one that was supposed to tell us. But he did give us a good hint as to who would know. Granted, that information is kind of useless given what we discover later.
Are there any herbs around here?
Oh yeah, it's on the other side. You can go grab that. Herbs are always good. Get away! Shoo! This should be Volgren Forest, right? I think. Yep. Does it say which side of Glaven we have to go into? Head for the Rolance army outpost. Yes, okay then. I thought so. That's this one.
That smell. Is it herbs?
Enemy spotted, lad.
Get on! Let's try it out! Come on, everyone! May your knowledge speak from you! Ready? Please wait!
You should be on your guard most when things are going well.
I figured it was Rolance. I was gonna say something I forgot. Oh well, not important. Let's just keep going. Here we are.
Reporting casualties for the Blue Tempest Knights. 118 wounded, 30 dead.
Be careful.
Report. Approximately 50 casualties on the enemy side.
Is it over already?
Don't kid yourself.
It's no more than a skirmish along the front lines.
If both armies were clashing full on, the body count wouldn't be anywhere near this low.
This low?
Where are the Platinum Knights?
Sir, they're still struggling to evacuate Lastenbell.
Can't they see there's no time?
That's Sergei's group, I believe.
Saray, there's no point in just staying here.
The Platinum Knights are in Lastenbell.
Let's go see Sergei. Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Boss!
Talfrin, what happened?
We were all captured in Pendrago. They said we murdered the Cardinal at the behest of the Kingdom of Hyland.
What? But I was the one who...
It was Lunarre. He approached the Empire and suggested they frame it this way. Of course, the Empire was just itching for a justification to launch a war.
If they could tell the world that Hyland had assassinated their cardinal.
Almost too perfect.
Lunarre laid an ambush for us. If Igil hadn't shielded me, I would have... I'm sorry. I couldn't do anything but run away.
We knew this might happen sooner or later. Part of the job description. But still.
Rose, you should go.
But we have to stop the war!
We all know what they'll do now that they've trumped up a justification.
Dispose of the evidence.
You can't leave them like that, can you? After all, they're your family.
You said it yourself, didn't you? You and I have two very different jobs.
Thank you. I'll be back.
You better be, Rose.
What about us? Should we be rescuing the scattered bones or stopping this war?
Both are vital, but we can't be in two places at once.
Sergei's in Lastenbell.
Alicia's probably at the Hyland Army base.
Then...
If I remember correctly, wasn't there some kind of cave or something leading to Hyland around here?
Right, the Lamorak Cave.
I wish I could ask Pete, but he's not here, so... I shall ask you. Where do we go first? We either head to Pendrago to save the scattered bones, or we head to Hyland, head to Lady Lake to talk to Alicia. Which one we gonna do first? We have to do both of them. We gotta do one of them first.
Saray's capabilities as a shepherd. Well,
We can at least talk to Sergei while we're here.
Let's do this! Let's get him!
And rolling deluge.
Be sure to let me know if there's treasure nearby.
Hey Sergei, where are you, buddy? We gotta talk to you again for, I think, the last time that we actually interact with Sergei in the game. Go to Hyland Outpost on the battlefield. Meet with Sergei in Lastenbell. Head to Pendragon and help Rose. We'll do Sergei since we're right here. It's a good one. It's a good one to start at.
Lies lies and prevarications. That's all you're good for.
Yeah, why aren't you fighting back against Hyland?
Please, calm down and listen to me.
Man, Sergey, you get no credit for putting up with this bullshit.
I couldn't stop war from breaking out.
There's time to prevent the worst.
Yes. I'm trying to minimize the casualties. That's why I'm asking the citizens to evacuate the...
Screw that! Did my dad and brother die because of those Hyland bastards so you could run away?
You useless, bleeding heart pacifist! So we just hand Last and Bell over to Hyland. Is that it?
Never!
You must understand the danger here. Hyland is sweeping towards us with their entire army.
Then we'll fight back with our entire army.
The killing will never stop at that rate.
A knight afraid of killing his enemies? You should be ashamed of yourself!
Yeah, get out there and slaughter those Hyland scum! It's our city and our property! We'll never surrender it!
You coward! You don't even care! Your job should be to protect us!
Let's step outside of town for a moment.
Jeez, you people are crazy. You're all lunatics. All they seem to want is death and murder and murder and death.
Don't you run away, you craven good-for-nothing!
Traitor! Chicken Knight, have you no
I vote
pride?
Hyland. It'd only get the worst of the two. Yeah, true. And that boss fight is tough. The Mystic Art is really, really annoying. I feel like the boss fight in Pendrago.
Put your life on
Well, I
the line
mean,
for justice!
I already said this last stream. It's not as hard. The boss fight in Pendrago is much easier than the one in Hyland. The one in Pendrago, even the Mystic Art. From what I remember, his Mystic Art isn't all that bad, right? Or at least I don't remember it being an issue. But I think that's because you fought him, I think 3 times prior to now. So you kind of got used to it. So I feel like Lunarre was Zestiria's attempt at Zagi, just not good. Zagi was awesome. Like you ended the game knowing nothing about Zagi aside from the fact that he was crazy. And there was like the implication that he was also a child of the full moon, right? They brought up his hair color and all that. Like, ooh, maybe that's why he got so powerful, and how he was remodeling himself with Blastia somehow. Like, it was cool. Like, he was insane, and he didn't have a lot of backstory, but he was just entertaining. Whereas Lunarre, it's like I guess you could say, well, they didn't do much with Zagi. I'm like, they somehow did less with Lunarre. And I think Zagi, at the very least, because you fought him like 8 times, made him much more compelling.
Huh. Ignorant townsfolk? They don't even know what you're going through!
Nevertheless, I can understand where they're coming from. The clash with Hyland has already cost us many lives.
But still...
Zagi was a nutty boy.
The citizens' malevolence has suddenly intensified.
It's like there's something else going on. Sergei, we'd like to help you with this.
Ah! A Hellion!
Sergei, watch out!
Why is there a Hyland Knight here?
There's something wrong here, but... Men, take formation 3. We cannot pull back if the people of Rolance are threatened. Run, child!
We should join them. Right.
Oh, right. I forgot about this. She was here.
I'll thank you to stop interfering.
Not after all my work setting this up.
So you were behind this.
Hey, she's back. I guess she finally rubbed off that head wound. And y'all remember that part, right? Where she let Gandorf, the imprisoned, Kittybeard smack her really hard. I guess it took her this long to get over that.
Hurry! We need to break her domain!
Yeah, otherwise Sergei's in big...
That's what I'm trying to do. But she's very fast.
Darn it! Did we lose her? Wait, there's someone over there.
Let me fight this thing first.
We won't be defeated. Ha! Ready? Okay. Soldier!
Ain't you overdoing it a bit there, Mixter?
No, this is about normal.
Yeah, I
for
do
me.
like also the idea that Zagi might have been a child of the full moon. I like that they didn't spell it out. They just kind of like, I think it was something brought up while you were exploring one of the bonus
Sergei and the
dungeons.
Knights?
It's like, hey, wait, Zagi's hair was also like that, and then the characters
We were
all
able
look
to
at each
drive
other,
off
but
the attackers.
like they don't finalize it.
Zavid!
Whoops. Don't respond to the Seraphim, stupid.
To fool even the wind. Impressive illusions.
Good thing her acting sucks. I'm just too much of a people
Oh, you
person.
think?
What are you up to disguised as Sergei?
The question is, what am I not up to?
But I know what he's up to right now, and that's getting torn to pieces by Hellions.
Well, that's not nice. Sergei's a cool guy. Okay, I forgot about this fight.
This feels wrong.
That's the point.
I don't enjoy this fight either because it's you lost Rose, so there's only two of you. Swarm the sky. And Sergei has Dragon Swarm. I remember relearning that for like the first time all over again.
What a formidable
Ooh,
opponent!
there we go. 90 grade. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'll take it. That's a victory right there.
You show no mercy at all, do you?
Why would we? You're not Sergei.
But of course, you and Chivalry Timbers, two peas
Chivalry
in a pod.
Timbers. That's a good nickname for him, honestly.
Friend equals save. Enemy equals kill. No malevolence equals protect. Hellion equals exterminate. What a simple and beautiful world you live in. How utterly convenient.
Huh?
What are you getting at?
I'm saying that all it comes down to is your ego. An ego that is the foundation of malevolence.
That's not true!
Yes, I fan the flames. I won't deny it. But it's perfectly natural for the people to be filled with rage and hatred. But you call it malevolence and you try to stamp it out. The mission of the Shepherd, the code of knighthood. Whatever name you devise, the excuse remains the same. Tell me, Shepherd, what definitive proof do you have that you yourself are not corrupted by malevolence?
Nonsense! Saray is not corrupted!
Of course not. As pure and righteous as your previous Shepherd.
I'm not doing this for the sake of some mission or person. I'm doing it because I believe in it. That's all. And Sergei is the same way.
A lame stab at justification.
Wrong. I've always been like this.
And he always will be.
With the support of your friends, huh? So that's what sustains you.
Saray...
Let's go back. Sergei will be all right.
So I take it back. So the fight in Hyland and the fight in Pendrago are both pretty tough, but this is definitely the easiest one. I pulled it off pretty well. Once I actually bothered checking to see that the Not only were the skeletons weak to fire, but they resisted wind, which is the element they start you with in that battle. Kind of a dick move from the developers' parts, to be completely honest.
Ready, your shepherdness?
Tiger Blade! Sweet dreams!
Quickness! You feel me?
Hold on, everyone! Looks like we win!
But yeah, Dragon Swarm is great. I love using it with Yuri. It's a pretty awesome looking move.
Sergey!
I'm fine. However...
They dead as heck.
Captain Sergey, we heard what happened. Thank you for rescuing this child.
I just wanted to avenge my father and my brother.
I know how you feel. But if you act on every impulse, you're no different from the beasts of the forest.
I didn't care about any of that. I thought if I could kill even one Highlander, I could die happy.
You should know better than that. We're all human. There's no reason we can't find a better path to follow.
Can we search for that better path together, so that no more have to die?
Very well. We'll hear you out. That's all I can promise.
I am honored. The truth is, I too yearn to fight like a beast. Everything I say is a lie. I must be entirely corrupted by malevolence.
Not at all, Sergey.
Oh my gosh, the Pete boy is here. I'm glad you got here, Pete. Because the stuff that's about to happen is...
I wonder what Rose is up to. I hope she isn't doing anything unwise.
I mean...
It'd be unwise to hope for that at all.
If it bugs you that much, why don't
I
you
was
go to
literally about
Punjab?
to say that.
Do you think Alicia would be at the Hyland army base?
This whole thing is her worst nightmare come true. It's gotta be awful for her.
Yeah, because she's painfully sincere. Like someone else we all know.
Saray, let's head on over to the Hyland camp.
The main force preparing for an all attack, but I'll do everything I can to start the war. Okay, so you missed some important stuff last stream, Pete, but that's okay. I have the archives up. If you want, I can give you the nutshell version of it. No big deal. Oh, wait, actually, let's rest at the end, because we're about to head into something pretty crazy. Bacon wrapped asparagus.
So this thing was a tool used to defeat the Lord of Calamity.
Well, whatever it's for, with Maltellus and Heldalf all fused together, it stands a chance of working.
Nutshell.
Zavid, did you willingly give it to Saray knowing that information?
Oh, snap, you got me figured out. Not. I just thought that'd be cool to say. It's like I told you, just a hunch. It's not like I'm some kind of prophet or whatever.
I mean, what exactly is this thing? How did you get it?
I just picked it up somewhere. Where, you ask? I forgot.
It's a little hard to swallow that it's just a coincidence, don't you think?
Well, believe it, don't believe it, whatever. That's how the world works.
All right, I won't ask anymore.
But sometimes, your will creates chances for certain things to happen. You want to know what they call
Fate?
that? Destiny.
Damn it, I was so close.
Destiny, huh?
Well, in any case, it's yours now. How you use it is all up to you.
Whether what happens after you pull that trigger is coincidence or destiny.
Is up to me, huh?
Destiny. I have a feeling Zavid was kind of implying towards future events, which are actually past events as depicted in Tales of Berseria, wasn't he? Does that game explain how he got the gun? I imagine it probably does, right? It's not like he's just going to show up in Berseria with the gun already. Like, hey, yeah, I always had this. Although that would be funny, too. He has a whole conversation with the Berseria party members, and they're like, so how did you get the gun? He's like, I don't know. He's born with it, for all we know. Okay, but nutshell version. So we found all the Iris Gems. We went back to talk to Maven, and he revealed that he had one more Iris Gem. The last Iris Gem that he had was the record of the beginning of the Age of Chaos. So it showed how all this happened, how the world got covered in malevolence, and how Heldalf became the Lord of Calamity. And so what it was in Camlon, the origin village, that was the village started by the previous shepherd, Michael. And then Heldalf moved into the village with his army because it was a strategic point between Rolance, Hyland, and the Northerners. And so he's like, we're going to occupy this village and set up for battle. And so the war came to the village, but what came to the village was the Hyland army. What Rolance and Heldalf wanted was to fight the Northerners, not Hyland. So they're like, screw this. So they just pulled out of the village and let Hyland completely destroy it, which drove Michael a little nuts. So he took a human baby and he sacrificed it to Hellion Maltellus to cause a storm of malevolence to infect Heldalf and turn him into a Hellion, who would then become the Lord of Calamity. Basically. Like, it's not so much that it turned him into a Hellion as it infected him with so much malevolence that his entire life and everyone who interacted with him was tainted by that malevolence, which is why he went from being a decorated general to everybody in his life hating him or leaving him or dying, and just a bunch of bad shit happened. And that was all because the previous shepherd went a little cuckoo crazy and decided, hey, fuck this guy in particular. And yeah, that was really nice of him. Yeah. Also, the baby that Michael sacrificed in order to turn Heldalf into a Hellion was Mikleo. Mikleo was originally a human baby born in Camlon, but after he was sacrificed, he became a seraph. Saray was also a baby at the time of the start of the Age of Chaos. He was born in Camlon as well, and he was born prematurely. Both of them were picked up by Zenris, although Mikleo's mother was still alive, but she chose to seal off the path to Camlon to keep the malevolence, Maltellus' malevolence from affecting the entire world. So she is back there holding some weird, powerful barrier to prevent bad things from happening. Saray's mom, on the other hand, was one of the many people, both his parents probably, one of the many people killed by the Hyland army and all that. So yeah, that was it. The shepherd went a little cuckoo crazy and ruined everything.
That ought to satisfy him.
And so then we found that out, and it's like, so in order to defeat Heldalf, Saray made the decision to kill him in order to set him free. So he no longer had to be a Hellion, because he figures that living as a Hellion and covered in malevolence is like a fate worse than death, and it's like, it's not fair. So that's his goal. And then Maven was like, then prove it to me. So we had to fight Maven in a really big epic fight. Maven's a really cheap asshole. He uses he has a mystic art that can kill all of us. It did, actually. If you go back to this time, he uses the mystic art, and then when it ends, we're all dead, and that game over. Unfortunately, we don't get to finish the fight with Maven because of the taboo, as they say. Where because Maven disclosed all this information, he broke his oath, and so all the powers granted to him by the oath were repealed, including his ability to live forever.
So, did you regret
basically?
Saray a shepherd?
So Maven died. So Maven's dead. We buried him and all that. Yeah. And so with all that information, we made our goal to find Heldalf and finish this. But Hyland and Rolance just can't stop fighting even for 5 seconds. So they're going to war right now. So our whole thing is that we need to stop that. They're going to fight again, so we're going to put an end to that. In order to do that, we need to go to both the army sides and be like, hey, stop fighting. But when we were going to do that, Rose was met by her friends, the other Scattered Bones, and was told that they were all captured in Pendrago by Lunarre. And so Rose is like, shit, I gotta go. But she didn't really want to go, because it's like, wait, we have to stop the war. But Saray is like, oh, the Scattered Bones are important to you, so go help them. So she left. That's why Rose isn't here. She's in Pendrago trying to help her people. So, in summation, our goal is now to go back to... well, actually, to go to 3 places. We just finished one, which was helping Sergei, but now we either go back to Hyland to help Alicia and tell her, like, hey, the war's bad, let's stop it. even though she's already doing that. Or we go to Pendrago to help Rose rescue her friends. And Loon told me to go to Hyland first, and honestly, pretty good idea, because there are 2 boss fights coming up, and the Hyland boss fight is really dumb. The Rolance boss fight isn't that bad. It can still be tough, but the Hyland one is an issue. So hopefully we can get through this in maybe like 2-3 tries, but who knows? Because I remember the first time I played the game, it was not easy. Very, very stressful. Yeah, also these bosses are also oh my gosh, not good. Like, I mean, the boss fights are cool. The context and once again, once you start thinking about it, it becomes dumb. So that'll be fun. Let me do my thing. I haven't. Okay, Berseria explains who he got the gun from. Okay, I feel like I've come to appreciate more after playing that game. Yeah, I imagine so, because he was in both of them, which is pretty cool. Some people were telling me when I first revealed that I was playing Zestiria, they're like, no, you should play Berseria first because Zestiria spoils things. And I'm like, well, not really. Zestiria was developed and released before Berseria. So nothing in Zestiria there are things in Zestiria that don't have context because the context didn't exist. Berseria made the context exist, like where Zavid got his gun from, everything about Edna's brother. There's a wyvern that we fight in the Plitzerback wetland as a side quest. Apparently that is also something related to Berseria. Or it was a totally random event that Zavid was really emotional about, and then Berseria was like, hey, let's make this a thing. And then so they made something out of it. Which, yeah, I don't know the entire context over the wyvern in Plitzerback. I don't know, like, what it exactly was. But I do know about Edna's brother. Like, I know quite a bit about that because people were telling me, hey, don't play Zestiria because it spoils this guy's story. And I'm like, well, the fact that you're telling me that also spoils his story, so nice job. Yeah, it was someone who was very, very, like, they kept wanting me to play Berseria first. And I'm like, that was when I didn't have a job, and I was like, okay, fine, then send me $60. I'll go buy Berseria and I'll play it. Clearly they didn't do that, so I did it backwards instead. Zestiria was cheaper anyway. I mean, I didn't buy it, but I will get Berseria one day. And then people can stop being mad at me for playing them incorrectly. It's like Kingdom Hearts. It's like, there is really no incorrect way to play Kingdom Hearts. Although I say that the best way to play them is ordered release. So there's some people who are like, no, you should play them in chronological order. Nah. I think playing Kingdom Hearts games in chronological order is a pretty bad idea. Wait, we were supposed to go to the outpost. I was going to go to Lady Lake. I thought that's where Alicia would be. Bad idea. Let's go back to Clayton. Yeah, playing Birth by Sleep first is, I mean, it's okay. But, like, at the end of the game, at the end of Birth by Sleep, I guess this is a spoiler, but who cares? When Aqua does the thing to the Land of Departure, like, that doesn't mean anything to anybody if that's your first game, your first Kingdom Hearts game. If you've played any of the previous ones, like, I don't know, Chain of Memories, then getting to that scene is a lot more, oh my gosh, because that's how it was for me.
Hey, don't go too fast.
I didn't know that about the ending of Birth by Sleep. I knew a lot about Birth by Sleep's ending, but when that happened, I was like, what? So, you know, it's just, it's much better to do it that way. Yeah, so Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, Birth by Sleep, what were the other ones? Dream Drop Distance. Throw Recoded in there and 358/2 if you want to play them. You don't have to, but because they're in movie format. But if you want to play them, they also fit in there. I can't remember what the exact order is. I think it's KH1, Chain of Memories, KH2.
Ain't you overdoing it a bit there?
No, it's KH1, Chain of Memories, 358/2, KH2, Birth by, and then Recoded. Yeah, I think that's the order. And then after that, it's Dream Drop and ooh, this place looks nice. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1 is a lot of fun, but yeah, it definitely, the combat is not as free as it is in like KH2 or whatever. And Chain of Memories is just very different. Takes a lot of getting used to.
Prepare for the assault.
Once we receive the royal order, our entire forces will destroy the Rolance
Who's
army.
this? Who was that trying to start a war that they're not allowed to start? That was someone's voice. Uh-oh, there she is. Hello, can I talk to you? Oh, sorry about that. Didn't mean to skip it.
Perfect. We're moments from receiving the royal order authorizing our assault. And the messenger will be an old friend of yours.
You can't mean...
You're making Alicia do that?
It's cruel of Bartlow, but still an ingenious plan. If she brings the order, the war is on. And should she refuse, he can have her court-martialed for treason. I can only imagine her dismay.
You disgust me.
Will you attack me? Please, be my guest. Then I could reasonably claim that spies from Rolance were in our camp. No need to wait for a royal order.
Looks like the odds are stacked against us.
We're going to need Alicia's help to hold back the army.
Alicia, is it? Go ahead and try then. I'm very curious.
So I guess there's no point in keeping it a secret anymore. The two big boss fights of this part of the game, they have so many issues, But like I said, way back when Maltran was first revealed to be a traitor.
Wasn't at the army base. Let's check over at Lady Lake.
It's stupid.
But if we get Alicia involved, we'll have no choice but to tell her that Maltran is a Hellion. She'd be hurt for sure.
I'm aware. There's no other choice.
Well, guess I overdid it again.
Stop it, Zavid. But like Maltran being revealed as a traitor, it's so freaking... What's the word? It's dumb. There was no lead up to it. Nothing. It's just like, oh, I'm bad, by the way. And like, I hate it because it's... My sister, I think she said that she watched the Zestiria anime. And she told me that they tried to give more context and more... like, they tried to develop Maltran more in the anime to explain why she was a traitor. And she said that while they did more for it, it still wasn't enough, in her opinion, though. I haven't seen the anime. I don't think I ever will. Not because I don't like the idea of it. It's cool they brought all the voice actors back. But it's ridiculous. Like, if you're gonna pull off a traitor twist, it has to work, you know? Like oh, I don't know, Dixon. You know, it just has to be cool, and it has to be hinted at and teased, and you can't just randomly decide, oh, by the way, this character was bad. Who saw that coming? I think Maltran would have been a cooler, more effective character if she was the Hyland version of Sergei. You know, like if she really was a dedicated knight to her cause, like just someone else for Alicia to be with, you know, to have to relate to, and someone else that you could connect to. Because once again, this game suffers from a supporting cast that isn't entirely fleshed out, and I think that having Maltran as a higher ranking additional political figure in the world that you could talk to would be more interesting. It'd give you more opportunity to handle different events in different ways. I mean, you're like, oh, but she's just like an older Alicia because she's an novel knight or whatever. It's like, well, then give her, like, actually focus on her backstory, you know? Give her more time.
How dare you obstruct our glorious battle!
You're a disgrace to Hyland!
What's gotten into you?
Alicia!
Multiple currents! Saray?
We'll talk later. Are we good, Lila?
Yes! I've reactivated her Squire's Pact!
Hey, look, Alicia's back in the party.
Princess, name's Zavid. Nice to meet you.
Right.
That look in your eyes says you have a question.
No, I think I'll focus on the battle for now.
Oh, Zavid, you can't even introduce yourself like a normal person. Holy crap. I saw him charging a spell, and I'm like, these guys can't cast spells, but then he cast a spell, and it hurt a lot. I wasn't ready for that. Miklio's freaking dead. No, Miklio! You're gonna miss out on the EXP. Because you died a horrible death. Oh, I died again.
I need assistance.
And that's more or less what brought us here.
I see.
Zvid always talks about himself.
We'll fill her in later.
I don't want to know what TLDR
Why were those soldiers attacking you?
he gave her, because it
Probably
was
because
probably
I've been
wrong.
stalling the war. I have yet to deliver the royal order authorizing our attack.
And they hate and resent you that much?
You can see for yourself. There's not a thing in the world that can prevent this war now.
You're giving up?
What else can I do? What else do you expect me to do? The king has commanded that we launch an attack on Rolance. An official royal order has already been issued.
If that dumb piece of paper's causing you all that grief, why don't you just chuck it?
Just chuck it? What exactly do you mean by chuck it?
Just what I said. Tear up the damn thing like it never existed.
I can't!
You can't expect Alicia to do something like that.
Hey, no pressure. I don't mind seeing her beautiful face all scrunched up in pain.
No.
I mean, it's a simple answer, but it's a good answer. Just, you know, rip it in half. But yeah, look, Alicia's back in the party. Well, she's not, but she's here.
Is that a treasure chest?
For a very short amount of time.
Saray, I think perhaps the only way to stop this war. Veed suggested. Would you be willing to assist me in this?
Are you sure about this? You would be rebelling against your own country.
I know the risks.
All right.
Well, if Alicia's made up her mind, we can't refuse her, can we?
Zvid, may I trust you in this matter as well?
I can't decline a heroic princess. Your face looks better with a smile on it anyway.
It's too early to give up. Sergei of Rolance is working to bring this war to a halt as well.
So there are those on the other side, too. One ray of hope is that Lady Maltran is the one commanding our army. She is bound to cooperate with us.
Uh-oh. About that.
What's wrong?
I hate to tell you this, but Maltran's not gonna help you. She's a Hellion. She serves the Lord of Calamity. She was the one pushing for war in the first place.
Edna!
We had to tell her at some point.
Yeah, better she hear it now than get stabbed in the back later.
That can't be true! Don't you even dare joke about such a thing!
Alicia, please calm down.
No, Lady Maltran. She always encouraged me, even when... I apologize. I will see Lady Maltran and verify this for myself.
Back to that scrunched up face of hers.
I like how Edna's just like, oh, by the way, here we go. She doesn't wait for any of us to be like, maybe you should. She's just like, right away. Hey, look, yay, we got Alicia back. Yay, she's in the party again. It's like, what's it called? Oh, I remember Kamen Rider Fies. When Kaiza, the second rider, gets killed, the characters are having, like, they're eating food together, but he's not there. And so the girl character asked Takumi, Kamen Rider Fies, where is Kusaka? And, oh,
Hey.
come on.
Are your eyes okay?
It's fine. My vision's good.
Oh, good. So that means you've become stronger.
Just a little bit blurry is all.
A little bit. That could cost you your life in battle.
Perhaps. But this is something you need to see through. To the end.
Well,
We've got way more important things to worry about.
Saray needs you. Nothing will change that.
Let's go, Alicia.
Okay.
Yeah, but I like it because the girl's asking him, like, where's the other guy? Where is he? And then he's just like, he's dead. And he just drops her. And she freaks out about it, even though it doesn't make any sense. Because he kind of sucks. So let me look at this. She gets all these new moves when she comes back. And look how many times they've been used. She doesn't even get to use them. Look at this crap. They give her so many arts. Like, it's downright insulting. Alicia deserved better, and we all agree. Like, I don't care who you are. What are you still talking about over here, dude? Oh, I already took care of that side quest. Can you guys, like, shut up about it?
The Lord of the Land, huh? Can you become one by making the Sacred Blade your vessel?
It's possible, but the Sacred Blade is already a part of you now. And I don't deserve to be enshrined by the people in this city. Rather than choosing to become the Lord of the Land, I chose to go on my own personal journey and ignore the malevolence that overtakes this city.
Huh. Lila? How long were you dwelling in the Sacred Blade?
It's been more than 10 years now.
You'd waited a long time for the Shepherd to appear. For the sake of people all over the world.
I suppose so.
But our journey's just started.
Yes, this is only the beginning.
That must have been a skit I missed a long time ago because the journey did not just start. We've been on it for like 40 hours according to the playtime. So yeah. I think another thing that makes the fight against Maltran hard is that she's a pretty high level. And this is the first area in the game, so there's nowhere to train. All the enemies here are weak as crap. And even giving them like the biggest Lord of the Land boost you can give them, which is like 10 levels up, not enough. Not enough to make them like anything worth training on. Oh, what's going on? Oh.
Looks like we win.
I was like, 3-player? There's no 3-player. I'm the only one here. I left her on a manual. I wish there was a 3rd player. I wish there were more players here. I would love to play this game multiplayer. You kidding me? It'd probably make it even better for all its downsides. But I mean, that's the whole thing about Tales games. They're fun with more people.
I'm ready.
I'm on top of my game.
Also, they gave her at least new equipment, so you don't have to worry about equipping her.
You've toughened up a bit yourself.
Yes, I've been undergoing intensive training. Under Lady Maltran.
Oh, I see. That's what the
Yeah, she like jumped from like level 20 to like level 66. That had to have been some pretty intense training because that is quite a leap. Quite a leap. Are you actually following me on the bridge? Can you fight me on the bridge? I guess so.
My spear shall not waver.
I guess you could say he was a dick, son. Like, I keep looking at that and I'm like, yep, that's a joke that everybody loves to make now. Like, once everything has been, like, revealed and talked about.
Be sure to let me know.
But I mean, it's true. It's not like we're saying it just to say it. We're saying it because it's true.
Don't be careless out there.
Be sure to let me know if there's treasure nearby. Got it?
Hubert caught a skink? You mean a skunk? Hubert, you silly boy. Stop grabbing things. Oh, I just went around in a circle. I got turned around on the bridge. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going the wrong way.
Pick something up.
Focus, guys.
Not surprised. Hubert's all like, look what I can do. And it's like, Hubert, you silly furball. Stop it. He refuses to stop. He's like, I'm going to do everything I want to do because I'm a cat. Alright, off to Glaven Basin we go. Oh wait, never mind. Here she is.
Milady.
So, you finally figured out who I really am.
Why?
For the ideals I cherish most. Now, messenger, the royal order, if you please. We have a war to start. Then I'll take it by force. This way. Too many prying eyes out here.
Alright, here we go. Can I have a QB for this fight? I want to do like a direct phone call with Lune and just have her be like, dodge left, dodge right, counter. You know, just like quarterbacking the whole thing. Because,
How?
This is gonna go well.
Alicia.
We mustn't hold back.
Holy cow, dreams. Get him. It's over.
I need assistance.
Well, guess I overdid it again.
More like wasted your energy and talked too much.
Follow Maltran. I think, isn't she over here? No, she's deeper inside. It must be where we, because I know we fought a boss in this place beforehand. It's where we fought that plant, which introduced the whole plot inconvenience, and it was like, okay, Alicia can't be in your team anymore.
Lila, what type of Hellion is Maltran?
I honestly cannot tell you for sure.
So all we know is she's one to watch out for, huh?
A strong, sexy lady. I'm not seeing the downsides myself.
Of course not, Zavid. Of course not. I don't even think Maltran's like a Hellion in the traditional sense. Like she's a being controlled by malevolence. It's more like she gave into the malevolence, but she was still able to hold on to herself. Because she doesn't have like a monster form or anything like that. She's just... It's not even Heldalf has a monster form. His form as Kittybeard is him as a Hellion. It's like more like Maltran just in... I don't know. They don't explain it well enough. Alright. So... Here we go, I guess. Wish me luck. And that's the spear she stole at the water trial, remember? When she showed up.
Let's be quick about this. I have other work to attend to.
Why, Lady Maltran? Why?
You are disgracefully slow to catch on. What you see before you is reality and truth. One who cannot accept reality for what it is has no hope of being a leader to the people.
I acknowledge my lack of resolve, but...
Then you should have realized by now that your naive ideals have no meaning whatsoever in this present state of affairs. Not to the kingdom, not to the citizenry, certainly not to me.
Then why did you act so encouraging and supportive to me all this time?
Because you serve two vital functions. One of which was your utility in getting Hyland and Rolance to finally clash with their full military might. Your incessant whining was just the thing to provoke Bartlow and the others to action.
Alicia's ideals do hold meaning and value.
That's right. Saray believes in her, even if you don't.
And he isn't the only one.
I'm giving my dear pupil her final lesson. Kindly stay out of this.
What, you can't deal with reality and truth?
So many empty words. Who's slow to catch on now?
A fair point. No need to exchange words when blows will suffice. For your other vital function.
Stand back, Alicia! All right.
Here we go. Fight time. She's level 67 and has 32,000 HP. Resists void attacks, earth, and water. So Lila and Zavid will be our friends for this fight.
I can do this.
Your technique is appalling, Alicia.
Lila, what's her weakness?
I don't know. I can't tell. She's a Hellion, but she's suppressing her nature.
Well, that's not fair. You're not allowed to do that. I was about to say, why am I not doing damage? She's suppressing. She's not. Void damage is not good. Wind and fire is what we need. Where's my wind attack? I was about to say, why am I not, like Alicia's low on health, and I'm like, Armatize! She can't! I forgot that she can't! Oh, this is so convenient. I think that's another thing that adds to this fight being, a little harder. Oh my gosh, and I almost forgot. I was like, I think we'll do well. I just remember she has a mystic art. And whoever she hits with that is dying. Like, there's no two ways about it. So if she hits us all with it, we lose. You better believe it. I mean, as long as the bead stays in back and heals from over there, we'll be fine. She's just spinning around like a maniac on that thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, she only got Alicia, which actually just realized their Mystic Guard is a lot like Alicia's. It's kind of like an inverse, which I guess makes sense. I'm dead now. I have died. I have been slain. That's not cool. It's not good. Edna, pick me up. You can say that as much as you want, Saray, but it doesn't make it true. This lady's crazy. And luckily her Mystic Art has less range than Maven's, which is good. Maven's was a little ridiculous. Like, it only got Alicia somehow. Ah, I got murdered. Actually, I think the art has the same name too. Where's the thing? Gosh, her combos are insane. Oh my gosh, I pulled it off somehow.
It's not working.
I'm not letting
Dang,
you
that
purify
was
me. What truly needs
that was pretty
purification
intense.
is this entire world.
Please,
That was
Lady
intense.
Maltran, stop! You are just being deceived by the Lord of Calamity!
You're soft to the core, aren't you? Of all your flaws, that might be. What I hate about you the most. This is reality, Alicia. I have proven my dedication to my lord. I have no regrets.
Alicia!
Yeah, we did pretty well there. Although, I am a little confused. I just realized. Did she even say what the second thing was? She said that there were 2 reasons that she had used Alicia, but she never said what the second one was. Unless I'm mistaken and I wasn't paying attention, but I'm 99% sure she said nothing.
Alicia.
I can't do this. I can't! I want to go home! I don't care about all this anymore! About the war, about our nation, about our people! I'm sick of their gossip, their mockery, their lies! Everything! I quit! I'm done being a princess, being a knight! Barlow and his goons can do whatever they want! I've tried so hard for everyone. What good did it do? And still
And yet, you still want to stop the war, right? I feel just like you, in a lot of ways.
The strength of a knight exists to protect. Their kindness serves the people. Lady Maltran's words still linger in my ears. I know she undoubtedly meant nothing by it, just some pretty nonsense to lead me on.
Maybe. But even if she did, you took those words to heart, didn't you? And the Alicia standing right here is as real as it gets. You can count on it.
I'm sorry you had to see this side of my reality. Let me see what I can do about the Hyland army. I'm naive and soft and whiny enough to think it'll work. That's just who I am.
Young folks, always with the melodrama.
Sorry about that.
What? Are you crying too? It's so beautiful.
You say something?
Nothing.
I wonder what Rose is up to. I hope she isn't doing anything unwise.
It'd be unwise to hope for that at all.
If it bugs you that much, why don't you go to Pendrago?
Alright, one of the first big boss fights is done. And as I said before, it's stupid, okay? Like, the Maltran twist is still stupid, alright? I mean, they realized it was stupid because they didn't do anything with it. After Maltran reveals that she's evil, she appears in the game 2 more times. And that's it. And like I said, she never talks to Kittybeard, never interacts with Kittybeard. She's gone. There's no, like, oh wait, but maybe. No, she's gone. She's not in the rest of the game. I can guarantee you that. I said it last stream. My sisters were actually here for my last stream, Pete. I asked them to come in since, like, you were busy, and it's like, I wanted someone to talk to, so I asked her to come in, and she's the one that I've talked to about this game a ton. She and I have a ton of opinions about it, and I think she agrees with me that it would have been a lot better if Maltran was never a bad guy. Like, I think Maltran could have accomplished a lot more. I said it already, but I think she would have been more useful as a good guy. Because they didn't do anything with her as a bad guy. And also, clearly, they can't balance 4 villains, so maybe with 3, they could have done it better. You know, with the Lord of Calamity, Simone, and Lunarre. Make Lunarre better, you know, use him more. Exactly, that too. If they wanted her to be a bad guy, they could have done her better. There are 4 villains in this game. It's Demise, Gandorf, the Lord of Calamity, Kittybeard, Heldalf. I mean, there we go. Found the name. It's Heldalf. It's Heldalf, Simone, Maltran, and Lunarre. Those are the villains of the game, and that's it. But clearly 4 was too much because none of them. The only one of them that gets any backstory is Heldalf. The others is like, they're bad guys, and that's it pretty much. If they just left Maltran a good guy, then they would have just Simone and Lunarre, and they could work with that because Simone and Lunarre actually interacted in the game. Like when we during Dezel, all the events that led to Dezel's death was a combined effort by Lunarre and Simone. He was doing what she said, but they were working together. You know, whereas Maltran does not interact with Lunarre, Simone, or Heldalf, even though she says she's entirely devout to Heldalf. You know, so it's bizarre.
Steady your nerves.
You know, I say that, and yet one of my favorite book series of all time is Shannara, The World of Shannara.
When it's go time,
no, don't do that. It's a bad idea. The author of those books is Terry Brooks. They're amazing books. I highly recommend them. If you ever got time if you're ever looking for something to read, Shannara. Read the Shannara books, please. I want someone to talk to about them. They're very fucking good. And one of my favorite things about them is that there are some stories where the villains and the heroes never meet. Like there's a Shannara story, okay, where you're introduced to the villain, and the story has like chapters and moments where it changes perspective to the villain, to what he's doing, and it builds up to his interaction with the good guys. But there's one story where the villain finally meets the good guys, but because the villain and the good guys have never met, this chapter is from the good guy's perspective. So from the good guy's perspective, he's just some creature. They literally call him just you know the villain's name because you've read the villain chapters. But to the good guys, they don't know who he is. He's just a very powerful evil creature that they need to defeat. So for the entirety of the final battle, they refer to him as as a creature with no name. But you know that it's the main villain, and then they kill him. And then that's it. It's really bizarre that they can pull that off so well. You know, the only time that the good guys and bad guys ever meet is in their first and final battle, where they kill him without knowing what his name was or why he was chasing them the whole time. And I'm okay with that. Like, Shannara pulls it off in a way that I'm not mad about, like, at all. Like, I thought it was a very interesting and well done dynamic that didn't exist really. Whereas with this game, I feel like they think they can pull that off, but like for what they're trying to tell, they needed more, you know? Like, I felt bad for Alicia because she's so well performed. Like, her voice actress did a great job with her, and that's why I felt bad for her. Like,
be sure to let me know if there's treasure nearby.
they should have attached you more to her and her relationship. They should have just done more, honestly, with the characters, but they didn't do enough. But you and Loon are both right. Alicia deserves hugs, and she deserves the world. She deserves the world. And she deserves to be in a game that treats her better, as opposed to a game that benches her. Because, by the way, if you noticed, she's not in our party anymore, and she never will be again. So we're going to finish the game, and we'll never see her again. I can guarantee you that. Which isn't... We will see Alicia again, but we will not interact with her again. Yeah, she left again. This time for good. But I really do believe that she deserves to be in the game that treats her better, because I like her character. I like Rose too. It's not like I want Alicia instead of Rose. I want them both.
Let's keep it up.
Cause like when you first reunite with I don't know if Loon, if you remember this. I don't know if you were here for the stream or if you saw the archive. But when you first reunite with Alicia on the bridge, and Rose is there, Rose and Alicia's interactions are like some of the best things ever. Cause they're both girls, so they can play off each other incredibly well. But that's all you get. Rose and Alicia barely interact, which I think is a bigger crime. Like, this game deprived you of Rose and Alicia interactions, and that's not fair. Because their interactions are amazing.
Look, another one.
That's number 5.
What happened?
Didn't you hear? Every night lately, someone raids one of the nobles' mansions.
Funny sort of burglar, too. They leave one of those notes around every time they pull off a heist.
And then they tossed the stolen money all over the streets. If only we'd gotten here a bit earlier, we could have snatched some of it.
Who would want the rotten charity of a thief anyway?
I'm really worried about Rose.
But there's nothing we can do right now.
Any move she makes is bound to be under the cover of night. Let's wait until dark.
No, it's not the kids. It was I couldn't read the sign because I was looking at the comments or at what Loon was saying, but it looks like it's a call out for Lunarre. She's like, "Hey, asshole," basically. I'm not scared of ye. Who's scared of Lunarre? Honestly, no one. He looks creepy, but that's all he's got going for him. Post-game DLC. Was Rose and Alicia's DLC? I haven't played it yet. I kind of want to. I think I'll do that. I think I'll do that on stream. You know, that's what I'll do. When we finish the game and all the bonus stuff, I'm going to buy the DLC and stream that too. Because I've never played it. I don't know what it is. I just know it's post-game and it deals with Alicia. That's all I know.
Let's head for the Nobles District. If Rose is anywhere, it's probably there.
That's exactly what I was doing. You don't need to tell me what to do, Ms. Lila.
Wait.
What do you mean you can't pay me as promised? Of course not. Do you realize the extent of our losses?
30 guards injured. Over 20 million gold's worth in damages.
So So what? Not my fault your guards are such incompetents.
Be that as it may, it is you whom the thief is after.
The Scattered Bones execution will be early tomorrow morning. Settle your problems there. After that, we'll see about your reward.
And how am I supposed to find her? That sounds very much like a problem that is not mine.
Nice line.
You used to work with her. You're a creative fellow. I'm sure you can come up with something.
Whatever.
Who the hell was Lunarre talking to? There's no other relevant characters in this game.
Hellions?
This way, the Hyland Hellions are gigantic armored knight dudes, and then Roland's Hellions are lizard people. Is Roland's in control of the government?
That damn fox.
Let's get hunting. We need to
Yeah, you know what? I'd buy that he's talking to himself more than there was another character in there, because whoever that was that he was talking to, I guarantee you we will not see them. I saw Loon posted some spoilers about the DLC. I didn't read it. I really want to though, but I guess that can wait until we stream the DLC, because we're gonna finish the game first. Mess with some post-game stuff, and then we'll go DLC hunting. Because I definitely want to do the DLC. I talked to my sister about it briefly, and she said it wasn't worth it. She said the DLC wasn't worth it. But like, I still want to play it anyway, because I like Alicia. So regardless of whether it is or isn't, I'm gonna play it. There he is, Evil Boy, right? No, that's Rose, right? With Evil Boy. Haven't seen him in a minute. More like the entire damn game. Elma voice. Do the Elma voice.
So, Lunarre, we meet again.
Yes, just the way you wanted it.
Good. This would have been a bit trickier if you'd been stuck in a jail cell.
I didn't want to be here, but now I'm thinking I just might enjoy this. When I kill you with my own hands!
Forget it. Just run.
What's wrong? You're looking ragged.
Sorry, a certain fella would never forgive me if I let her die like that.
Leave him to us. They need you, Rose.
Got it. I'll be right back.
Shepard.
Hey Lunarre, this fight should have a lot more meaning because you were the first Hellion we truly battled. But, well, it doesn't matter because we've met you, like, twice.
His malevolence is highly intensified.
Oh, he's a sly one. I get it because he's a fox. Haha, very funny. Don't quit your day job. Oh, the new music. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I do like the music of this game, so I'm hyped for that. What's he weak against? Well, I mean, fire is the best thing to use on him, at least. He resists everything else. Well, fire and void is what he's weak to. We need to keep going until Rose rescues her teammates, and then she'll join us, and we can finish this asshole. Alright, she got the other twin, and she got Roche. Now all she needs is a Gil. Yeah, she casts magic way fast. I meant to switch to Edna. She was the last one I hadn't used. That's fine. There we go. Alright, she got them all. Rose, get over here.
Thanks.
Guess we're even.
You good to go?
He's my family. I'll handle this.
Oh, I just realized what you said. That's Foxist. Pete, stop. Alright, I think now he has access to his Mystic Art, so we should, exercise caution. I don't think his Mystic Art is as bad as, I don't think anything is as bad as fucking Maven's. But we'll be careful. I remember it not being too bad. I think it's called Will-O-Wisp or something like that. I think Loon can fact check me. I wish they'd done more with Lunarre. His design's good. Yeah, I agree. I mean, he does look kind of crazy. That's kind of the point. I like the whole foxiness of it. But yeah, they really didn't do a lot with him. Like, seriously, like, there was a point when we were playing through where Pete was like, so whatever happened to that fox guy? And, like, the only response I could have was, like, laugh. Like, not at Pete, but just, like, because it's like, it's a legitimate question. Ow! What the heck was that? Level 66. About the same HP and stuff as Maltran, but he's not nearly as bad. I'm amazed I got through Maltran in one go. Oh, there we go. I don't know where I got Will-O-Wisp from. I think that might be a different Tails character. I was just sleeping. Yeah, you think? But hey, we got to see his Mystic Art, so there we go. Sunburst Flare. You know what I'm probably thinking about? Fucking Digimon. I think that's Renemon's main attack, Will-O-Wisp. Because they're foxes. No, that's Cutemon's main attack, Will-O-Wisp. Renemon's is something else. Give up! Die! Die, Foxman! Got him. Yeah, he was definitely easier than Maltran.
What's wrong, Shepard? Can't purify me.
I mean, he is fire-based.
It's the same
I'm not
as the
surprised the
Cardinal.
flames of purification don't work on him.
Boss!
What on earth?
Rose.
This is my job. May these weary bones find peaceful rest.
The hell with that. I spit on your peaceful rest. For all your fancy words, you're nothing but a street thug.
I know.
A murderer and a fake family.
So?
Takes me dead! Sit you down! Boss!
That was her Elma voice, by the way. Did you catch it? I know you had to catch it. That was exactly her Elma voice. Howdy, y'all. Hey, no problem, dude. Easy peasy. Hey, Agil, can I talk to you? No problem. You guys have been pretty cool all game long. Hasta la vista. And there we go. 2 of the main villains of this game are gone. Yay. But luckily, now that we're done with that, we can get to the good part of the game. The part that I've been hyping up since we started this Let's Play. Glaven Basin 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Are there any herbs around here?
Yeah, I saw it when I was running by. I'm like, wait a minute, plant. Need it. Have it, want it, need it, why? Oh yeah, the best fight in the game. Oh, what the fuck do you want?
Is this really the time to be dawdling around here? What an embarrassingly poor shepherd you are.
What are you getting at?
You're missing the war. The Rolance Empire and the Kingdom of Hyland. Battle of the Century.
What?
If you run, you might still catch it. I hear there could even be an extra special guest star. Bring your popcorn.
Looks like that's our next job.
Rose?
You'll need friends to get the job done, right?
Oh my gosh, Loon got her popcorn. She's ready. I'm not gonna lie. When Rose appeared and the camera span like turned and showed her, I was like, what's the word? Hard eyes. That was it. I was like, oh, there she is. She's back. Like, I know that we just fought alongside her, but she has been out of the potty for a while. Not super long, not like Alicia long, but I'm like, oh, she's back, yay. My girl. I got emotional.
They love me not. They love me, they love me not. They love me.
What is it you're trying to find out?
You know how I joined halfway, and like, after I did a bunch of not so nice stuff to you guys? I kinda wonder if everyone hates me.
Well, what did you find out?
Well, it looks like... yeah, everyone pretty much hates me.
Oh, come now. Saray and the others aren't like that.
Yeah, he is the shepherd and all. Not to mention kind of a goody two-shoes. So maybe it's kind of meaningful that a guy like me tags along. Even if I'm not exactly welcomed.
Then I'll do a little reading myself to see if you're truly welcome among us.
A paper flower? That means there's only one petal.
Zavid is our... friend, it says.
It's just some dumb fortune.
Maybe, but my fortunes are never wrong.
I mean, your fortunes, all of which you tell like 2. Being completely honest. Alright, so this is gonna be where we split the stream for YouTube. Since we just hit 2 hours. So the first half of it is dealing with the Maltran and Lunarre fights, and the next half, Glaven Basin. So let's do it!